Hey everybody, it's Secret Agent Zachary of San Jose Boston Parts here. Welcome to a fabulous day of sports. This week I'm on spring break, so I'm letting you guys know what's going on. So there has been rumors going around that Pittsburgh's trading for a new wide receiver. So that's coming from Deontay Johnson this time. Everyone was like, what? You're kidding, right? Yeah, I'm serious. But anyway though, I want to talk about something that's been going on for a while. So it's not because of Johnson that's starting the problem. Like last year, we had fewer touchdowns. And that was the main issue we had last year. Last year, we didn't have a lot of touchdowns we had with wide receivers. But here's the issue we have with Pittsburgh this year. Kenny Pickett is looking for a wide receiver that can help him. But the issue is he can't find any targets that are open. So that's the main problem. Now everyone is blaming this on Pickett this past season. And I'm like, no, that's not literally true. That is literally untrue. It's not all Pickett's fault. It's more to do with the wide receivers and the offensive linemen. It's coming from both directions. Now, Pittsburgh missed out on an opportunity last year to get Jordan Addison, which I think they should have done that and get that out of the way. Now, I'm wondering, oh yeah, why? Because it would have helped Pittsburgh prevent them going to win another playoff game, and they wouldn't have to have so many problems with wide receiver. But now they're just getting on it now, and I'm like, no. The whole key in scenario is you need to understand is look, we want to see Pickett succeed with wide receivers. That's the whole goal for him. Second, we don't want another tight end in the NFL draft. I'm making it very clear. Pittsburgh needs to use their tight ends. What I'm saying is they need to use them in a way that they can borrow them. Now, no, we don't need another tight end in the NFL draft. The idea is we are very concerned with wide receiver. And that's the bottom line. The bottom line is we need to look for a wide receiver. We also need a third string running back as well. But I'm going to go over what I'm thinking for the Steelers, what they need right now. What they need to do is they need to get in touch with either the Houston Texans or somebody about this. But Pittsburgh needs to go after Jared Wayne. I would recommend that you guys push for Jared Wayne. That's one of Kenny Pickett's former teammates. You need to use a wide receiver that's going to help Pickett. I don't care what the Yins do, but I don't think Jordan Addison is going to get traded to Pittsburgh. Now, the idea is we want Pittsburgh to do something different. But what I'm saying is we need a wide receiver. And the bottom line is that we don't have a wide receiver on who we need. So, yeah, the whole truth is that Pittsburgh needs to look for a wide receiver, CB, linebacker, and offensive lineman. Now, some of these draft picks, I'm gonna go ahead and spread what we need first, so you guys can really understand what the whole plan is. One, Pittsburgh was rumoring getting Amarius Mims. Fun fact, he had an injury yesterday, so we'll see how that goes. I hope that Amarius Mims can help Broderick. That's my only concern. You may think oh, Broderick's going to help us the rest of the way. Well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to go ahead and explain the predictions about the NFL draft. Pittsburgh might be looking at another draft pick. So the idea is Pittsburgh's going to go 2 first rounds. They're going to keep their 20th, that I'm thinking. But then whoever they're trading with that pick with, I don't know who it'll be, but whoever's giving them that pick, It's coming from both different directions. So that will be the plan to figure all this out. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if Pittsburgh will do anything or not. But my main concern is Pittsburgh's got to get a wide receiver and an offensive lineman. So, yeah, those are the two reasons that Pittsburgh is looking for. But we'll have to wait and see how it all plays out about this week for sports. Now, I'm going all the draft picks with you guys. So, we need an offensive lineman, wide receiver, CB, linebacker, third string running back we're going to want. And then during the free agency for QB in the NFL draft, now everyone expects like, oh, Pittsburgh's going to draft the QB. Technically, no, we're not interested in getting a QB. So the bottom line is like, Pittsburgh's going to resign Mason Rudolph. And they're going to have him compare with Kenny Pickett. Now, I think the idea is like Mason's going to sign a 1-year deal with Pittsburgh. So that's probably going to be the plan. And then we'll see where how it goes here on out. And then there's more to this if you guys don't know. Now we need a running back and then punter. I'm gonna go over punter. Now Pittsburgh cutted Presley Harvin recently. The only reason why we cut Presley Harvin, I don't know why they cut Presley Harvin, but I am kind of confused why they did that. It didn't make much sense because, personally, I thought he did a good job, and I was kind of impressed with him about his punting. I mean, yeah, he had some mid-drop punts here and there, but to be honest, I don't see anything wrong with him, just to be honest. Like, I don't see anything wrong with this guy. But, yeah, voice crack. What the hell was that? Uh-oh. Anyway, though, so, yeah, so Pittsburgh looking at a punter. They're looking at this guy named Torrey Taylor, I think, from Iowa. I think that's their plan for the NFL draft. And we'll see how that goes. And then after we get rid of Johnson, here's my only question. Third string wide receiver, here's the issue. We're gonna get Jared Wayne. The idea is we have to get Jared Wayne. I think that's who will replace Deontay, but I'm not actually positive, 100% sure. Well, actually, no, he might replace Allen Robinson, now I think about it. And then we'll have about what we need. And then going over CB, there's two different ways that I want Pittsburgh to draft CBs. Now, first off, I want them to draft MJ Devonshire. He's very similar to Fitzpatrick with his pick 6. And it makes sense, actually, like why Pittsburgh's going to want him. And I'm actually quite impressed with him about what he can and can't do. But it's awesome, like what MJ Devonshire is doing. Him and Fitzpatrick will have a ball. And it actually makes sense, too, because the defense will be spectacular with the leading pick 6s in the NFL. And then the other cornerback I'm also looking for them for draft is they're looking at drafting. This is a very unusual name. A lot of people are like, what the heck? Even my mom was saying about this name. His name is Kool-Aid McKinstry. No, really, I'm serious. Kool-Aid McKinstry. Now, Kool-Aid McKinstry is a CB from Alabama, which actually makes sense to me. But it actually fits Pittsburgh's defense very well if we can use that for our secondary. And then the next thing you know, we're going to need an edge rusher as well, because if TJ Watt gets hurt, we need a backup edge rusher that's going to help. But the bottom line is we don't have a backup edge rusher that can back up TJ Watt. What I'm saying is like, oh, we have veterans, will that help? No, it won't. What I'm saying is we need a rookie edge rusher that can help Pittsburgh lead the team. Yeah, we have Highsmith and Cam Hayward, but what I'm saying is like he has to lead the team with TJ. And then you need like all that time you need to investigate how much emphasis you want and how much that you have to go for. So yeah, that's kind of the plan scenario, what Pittsburgh's trying to do. So yeah, again, they need to draft. So many things, we'll have to wait and see. Safety's probably the biggest concern as well, because they need to have another safety to help them make those pick six. What I'm saying is like we want to have a dominant defense. We don't want to be a slow down defense. We want to be a fast defense that can get on the line. Well, run defense is good too. We have run defense, but the problem is we need to work on more passing defense. Right, but we're like, wait, why? Well, because when we were getting open, we need to be better at covering wide receivers. Now, that's the issue that Pittsburgh needs to work on, is the passing defense. Not the running defense, the passing defense. Personally, I would worry about both, actually, because that's also a good reason why Pittsburgh's doing that. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. And then the last thing I want to point out with you guys is like, if we're looking for a wide receiver, we're going to pick up Jared Wayne. Well, Pittsburgh needs to address this to Houston again. What I'm saying is they need to talk to Houston about going after Jared Wayne or somebody that can help them lead the team with wide receivers. Now, George is great too, but what I'm saying is, it's like we don't have help to back up the wide receivers who we're looking for. So that's kind of the bottom line. So yeah, nothing I can say is like they should address it to Houston. They need to address it to Calvin Austin. Calvin Austin will actually be a really good idea to add to the team. But we need to see him more in action. Darnell Washington. I'm going to bring this up with him, actually. Darnell Washington, we need to see him score touchdowns. He did not do it last season. We're hoping that he will do it this season. The idea is we want him to play similar to Rob Gronkowski. Now, we need him to play like that. Then Kenny can connect with him. And then the idea is we need to make sure that we're doing all right with that. And the key for that is to find success in that vicinity, but we can't find it, basically. So, yeah, I think that's what Pittsburgh should work on. Finding success, finding the idea, and then defense. During the free agency deadline, if they're looking at getting L'Jarius Sneed, that can also work too. I wouldn't mind having L'Jarius Sneed to the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's also another guy named Carlton Davis. And then Rashawn Lattimore. Let's not forget him, actually. So Pittsburgh could have three options to look for. Rashawn Lattimore, Carlton Davis, or L'Jarius Sneed. Which way they pick out during free agency, that's probably my best option for them. So yeah, nothing I can really say about this mysterious team, like what's going to happen. Now, you guys are wondering, like, oh yeah, Super Bowl next year will be like officially colors, so we know what the Super Bowl is going to look like. Well, no, basically. Now, the NFL script, it has to stop. I'm just going to bring this out there. Like, whoever is like doing this and that, it's ruining the NFL. Like, what I'm saying is like, no, we don't want like a lot of cheating ideas. We don't want to see like any of that. We just want to play some normal NFL football, and no one should not see cheating or gambling because it's not right. In my opinion, it's not right, but you get what I mean. So, yeah. So we'll see how things play out this year. We're hoping that Pittsburgh drafts pretty much like an entire idea what we need. But again, we need more plans to knock off these draft picks. Now, I remember one like, oh yeah, who Pittsburgh get 6th in the 7th round? Well, let's see. They have one from Georgia looking at. They're looking at one from Pitt. His name is Matt Goncalves. I think that's his name is, but I'm not sure. I'll have to leave in the description. And I'll show you what his last name is. That guy used to be also Kenny Pickett's former teammate. He can help Pickett get everything done what he has to do. Now, the whole plan is like we need to help Pittsburgh identify the formula and help them figure out what they're missing. So, yeah, basically that's kind of the scenario of what Pittsburgh needs. But what I'm saying is you got to identify a formula that can help the Steelers win the rest of the way through the season. So, yeah, not much I can really say about the Steelers, but wide receiver they're gonna want. They're actually gonna want 2 if they're having like really bad issues. Personally, George Pickens is okay. And then Allen Robinson, I'm not impressed with him. He should have been scoring touchdowns for the Steelers last season, but he did not. I mean, it's not like his fault that we need help, but when the regular season cut down to this, it's been an issue. Now, Pittsburgh's new offensive coordinator, Arthur Smith, I'm actually very impressed with him. We haven't seen his plays yet, but hopefully they're completely better than Matt Canada's. So we'll have to wait and see. Now, Matt Canada was the one that caused all those problems with Pickett. Now, I don't know what was Matt Canada trying to do at the time when we first promoted him as offensive coordinator. Now, again, not what I can say about it, but yeah, personally, I think that Pittsburgh just needs to find a third string running back, wide receiver, 2 CBs, 2 wide receivers, I think. And if everything goes according to plan, then Pittsburgh is all set and ready to go. So that's the whole plan with Pittsburgh for their plans. Then safety, I would say safety they're actually gonna want at some point. But yeah, whoever's at safety is, they need to go out there and get him. And then lastly, they have to re-sign Eric Rowe. That's a good reason why, because yeah, I'm gonna bring this up. They need to get Eric Rowe because he's a former teammate with Fitzpatrick, and it could fit Pittsburgh really well. So yeah, what I would do is sign Fitzpatrick. Actually, no, sign Eric Rowe again, and see how he plays out. And then they need to make some more moves to help Pittsburgh be that successful on defense. Now, the reason why they need to get Eric Rowe, because that could help Pittsburgh's defense a little bit more. And then they should bring out Xavier Howard just in case. I would recommend like they need to get Xavier Howard to Pittsburgh, see how that works out, and if that works the way we want it, then we'll see how it plays. So it's kind of the whole scenario what we want Pittsburgh to do, but again, we'll have to wait and see. So what I'm saying is Pittsburgh just needs to pick up some stuff that they're going to want, but at the same time, they need to pick up like how much that they're really concerned about. So yeah, it's kind of a big key idea what Pittsburgh's going to want to do this season. So I think that's a good plan for the Steelers, is to look for a linebacker. They need to look at Jeremiah Trotter. That's what my idea is. Re-sign Blake Martinez. Just give him a chance, see how that works out. And I think that's pretty much what I can say. And then after the NFL draft, I know what Pittsburgh's plans are. their plans are to look for a third string quarterback after the NFL draft is over. And that's kind of the whole plan that Pittsburgh is doing. So we'll see how it all goes. And depending if we can get that quarterback after the draft, we'll see how that goes. See, that's what I think what Pittsburgh's going to do. I honestly don't know what this plan or how it works. So I'm excited to see what Pittsburgh's going to do with that. So yeah, well, that's it. I'm just going to call it a day. So we'll see how things will go with Pittsburgh this week. So it will be an opportunity. So we'll see how it all plays out, and hopefully we can get going. Bye, everyone. Adios. Have a great Easter of 2024. I hope you guys are enjoying spring break. So, yeah.